on, you guys? It's your boy Alex West Collects here, bringing you another figure review. And today we're taking a look at the WWE Mattel Ruthless Aggression Ultimate Edition Brock Lesnar. This is a Walmart exclusive figure. If you guys did watch my video review of Rob Van Dam from the same series, you would know that I did not actually find this in my local Walmart. I did order online from PalmartStore.com. I pretty much have bought all of my Ruthless Aggression figures from there. Again, energy, time. This was a little more expensive than it would be at retail. I paid $50 for this figure, but it's nice to just be done, not have to go store to store. I did a little hunting and I don't have the patience, like I said. But I'm happy to add this Brock to my collection. So if you guys did collect the Ruthless Aggression line, they did release this pretty much same figure, obviously different head scan, in the Elite form. I went ahead and got rid of it once this was announced. Like, it's a no-brainer, right? Like, I knew this would eventually come, but it's kind of weird that we got him in an Elite and in the Ultimate Edition form. I'm sure the Elite sold well, but I'm sure a lot of people are probably going to move on to the Ultimate. Like I said, how many versions of a guy do you really need for your collection? Real estate is very tight, especially in my collection. I actually picked up my last two Detolfs. I heard they were discontinuing them. I don't know if that's a rumor or what, but you know what? I already had a bunch of Detolfs, and I'm a sucker for uniformity, and I was like, there's no way I'm going to get another shelf that's not a Detolf that looks similar. So they actually like doubled in price. They were like $60 when I bought most of my Detolf setup for my house. Now they're up to $130 each. So I bit the bullet. I bought two more. And once I'm done filling those up, I am out of room in my collection. So I didn't need the Elite version and the Ultimate one. The Ultimate one is going to be superior. It usually is for the most part. It's very rare that an Elite is better than the Ultimate version. So went ahead and grabbed him. And again, you know, I feel like both Brock Elites that we've gotten prior for his kind of current day look, a lot of people slept on, but once you get them in hand, I guess there's just not much to him. He's got the black gear and, you know, plain black attire, but once you have in hand, it's like, wow, this is a must for your collection. I feel like this is going to be the same for this RA Brock here. He does come with a bunch of accessories. You get the interchangeable hands, you get the undisputed title, you get the t-shirt, you get 4 heads, man. That's crazy. Like, I feel like Andre was one of the few that actually got multiple heads, and I guess because there's not much as far as his deco goes, that you can actually go ahead and throw in some extra heads. Personally, I can't wait to pop them on and see which one I'm going to use for my display. But as far as the packaging, you get your standard Ultimate Edition box. Again, it is inverted from the mainline Ultimates. It's usually more white on the front. With these store exclusives like Target, Walmart, and even Amazon, you'll get the red outer kind of lining on the box. You will see the Ultimate Edition logo, Brock Lesnar, on the top. On the side, you get the Brock Lesnar nameplate. The awesome throwback image of Brock Lesnar from his younger days. On the back, you will see it does have the Ruthless Aggression logo here on the side. The awesome figure photography, the old school image of Brock. Look at him with the elbow pads, man, so young. You got the little read up here on the bottom if you guys want to pause and take a look at that. But let's open the box. Let's look at the little Easter eggs on the top and inside of the packaging. So once you open your Brock Lesnar packaging, on the top, you will see the little saying here. It says, the next big thing. And on the bottom, this is a little longer than we're used to. It says, the greatest rookie year in the history of WWE. So here we have the Ultimate Edition Brock Lesnar out of his packaging, and we're going to run through his accessories real quick. So you do get a bunch of interchangeable hands. You got the kind of grappling, like pressing hands. Additionally, he does come with the fisted hands that are on the figure, as well as the mic open holding hands. And you get a ton of interchangeable heads. So you get the kind of like gritting teeth scan here. This looks pretty good. You got the screaming scan. I feel like Brock was just always pissed around this time, right? Additionally, the third head is an even more open mouth berserker screaming scan. And kind of like the less pissed off look, kind of the, I guess, the calmer look, or the kind of stare down in the ring. It's going to be hard to get all these heads here because we have so many. Again, those are the screaming scans, and if you guys want to see the gritting teeth look, there it is. You know what? Let's see. Can I get all 4 of these here for you guys? I can. Here we go. So, a lot of interchangeable head features. Again, I bought 2 for my collection. I don't know which ones I want to display. They don't look similar, but the expressions aren't too far off from one another. So, it's going to be interesting to see what I choose for my display. Additionally, you do get the Undisputed Heavyweight Championship belt. This thing is massive. We have seen this before with other Brock Lesnar Elites. I feel like we've seen this Brock iteration quite a few times from Mattel. I believe the first time was a Ringside Collectibles exclusive figure. We did see it in a WrestleMania series. We saw it in the Ruthless Aggression line. And now we're seeing an ultimate form. We have seen this belt plenty of times before. And I believe the Ringside Collectibles exclusive did have like that rubber shirt that closed on the sides, very similar to the claw shirt here. You can see it does have the Brock logo on the front. I don't know if I'm actually going to display him with this. I guess I have two. Maybe I'll throw one on there, but he's just so menacing. Just got some crazy size. So I'm like, why would you want to cover up that torso? But the fun thing about this, so it is Velcro, right? I know Mattel has kind of been moving away from the Velcro look. You will see on the back, it is actually double-sided. It actually has logos on the back. He is the next big thing. That is pretty cool. I feel like this is kind of the new stuff Mattel is really trying. Some stuff have been great. Some stuff not so much, like the RVD interchangeable ponytails. I was not a fan of that, to say the least. But let's remove the shirt. You guys want to look at it off of the figure. Does fit him very nice. Velcros really nicely. I guess it's not a pain, but I have this like real OCD where I gotta line the shirt up as best as I can. Obviously, I'm not going to do it now on camera. Very meticulous about that. But if you guys want to see the double-sided logos, that looks awesome. And look at the size of his torso. Again, I believe this is the same torso on the modern-day Brock. But we're getting it for the first time with just the plain black trunks. And again, his attire, very simple, but fits the gimmick. He does have his shoulder tattoos. He's got the Invis back tattoo here with the butterfly joints. Got the logo here on the back. Same on the other side, you get another shoulder tattoo. He's got the bigger arms. I will say this is still a problem. I feel like these bigger arms leave a gap. I'm not crazy about that. I feel like I hope they eventually solve that where they're just a little more form-fitting. It does bother me, to say the least. His butterfly joint, not super tight, but not loose. Has some good range of motion. He does have the drop-down hips here, which will add to some added articulation if you need it for your Brock, doing maybe a shooting star press, dropping on his head or something like that. But he does have these smaller knee pads here. Obviously, the black boots with the kind of silver paint here on there. And that's really it for his attire. I do want to swap out all these heads and kind of go through them one by one. All right, we're going to run through each head on the body. So this is the one that we've had on the figure, the kind of more relaxed Brock Lesnar face scan. We have the more gritting teeth scan. The slightly more open mouth scan. And lastly, we have the full-on open mouth scan. I just feel like the heads are a progression of Brock getting madder and madder till he loses his shit at this point. Moving on to some figure comparisons, and I just realized I actually do not have any other Elite Brock Lesnars from like the Ruthless Aggression era in my collection. The only Elites I have are his current modern day like cowboy looking Brock here. Obviously on the right we have the Elite Brock from the Roman Reigns Paul Heyman 3-pack. On the very left here we have the other cowboy Brock here in his overalls. So I feel like once you go Ultimate, you really don't need an Elite unless it's significantly different. I feel like these are obviously a lot different than another Brock in trunks. For our next set of comparisons, we have the other two Ultimate Edition Brock Lesnar's released by Mattel. So on the very left, we have the most up-to-date Ultimate Edition Series 15 Brock with the ponytail. And on the right, we have the Ultimate Edition Series 4, the very first figure. And I will be honest, when I did get this figure in hand, the first Brock Ultimate, I was blown away. Absolutely loved it. And then we got the updated look. He looks even just as great. You know, he has the added articulation with the drop down hips, just like this new Ultimate Brock here. But if you guys want to compare the size of the torsos and the tattoos, I will remove his championship belt here. You can see the size to me looks to be the same. Obviously he did not have the chest tattoo at this point. The shoulder tats look a little similar on this figure. Both have the butterfly joints. Again, you can just see a different era of Brock. The tattoos on the back are slightly different, again, just for the time. The actual back tattoo here seems to fill out this figure a lot more than the Ultimate Edition Series 15 here. I will say, I wish that'd be a little more consistent from figure to figure. Look at where the placement is, and I guess I get why they did it, but I don't know. Now you're looking at it, it's not like his tattoo shrunk and he had other ones put over it, but that's just a minor gripe here. The head scans, obviously, I feel like all the Brock Ultimates did come with a bunch of different heads. And you know, it's funny. Brock is always like this crazy, like, lunatic in the ring, like, losing his temper, and, like, the beast comes out. I feel like all the figure displays I have are either smiling or kind of more stoic scans. So, by default, I feel like the Ruthless Aggression one has to be a screaming one displayed in my figure collection. And just for fun, we have the Ultimate RA Brock Lesnar next to an Elite Paul Heyman. I will say this is sorely being missed from our collection. We need more Paul Heyman figures. I feel like they released a few early on. They didn't give us any for a long time. We did get that most recent Elite from the 3-pack with Brock and Roman Reigns. And we did get that flashback, like kind of early 90s Paul Heyman. I feel like we need an RA one or him from his ECW run where he had that long trench coat and the baseball cap. That would definitely pair lovely with this Ultimate Brock here. Before we wrap up here with some final thoughts, I just wanted to say thank you guys so much for checking this video. I hope you guys have enjoyed. Please do me a favor, hit that like and subscribe button down below. Don't forget to turn on those notification bells to stay tuned to the newest action figure reviews here on my channel. I will say, as far as this Brock Lesnar figure goes, I really do like it. I will say I don't know if any of the head scans really kind of hit. I feel like I can see a decent likeness to Brock. I don't know if I love them. Maybe it's something about the hair. I feel like the color of it is throwing off. I really do like this scan that is on the figure. Probably I'm going to use for my display. And my second favorite scan is kind of more the gritting teeth. More kind of reminds me of like Here Comes the Pain look. So again, the head scans are okay. The rest of the figure is exactly what you'd want for your Ruthless Aggression era Brock. You get the cloth t-shirt, which I'm sure a lot of us probably will not use for display, but it's cool they did throw it in there. You get all the interchangeable hands you need. You get the awesome VACT finish Undisputed Championship belt. I will say, I never thought I would say this. My favorite version of Brock Lesnar has been his Cowboy Brock gimmick, you know? It's just been fun. Even his most recent heel run versus Cody, I feel like that may be my favorite Ultimate version of Brock. I would have always thought this version, where he was kind of just young, up and coming, the next big thing, this monster running through everyone, would be my favorite. But I don't know, man. Something about Brock and his personality coming through. I mean, he came back, was like 2013-ish, around then. He really just walked around, had Paul Heyman do all the talking for him. Didn't really have any personality. Did really the same moves. Like, how many German suplex and tosses can we see? Obviously, he's still doing that now, but his personality just comes through a lot more. Really have come to appreciate him so much more. Definitely a one-of-a-kind athlete. But I will say this figure is very fun. I do recommend it. Again, I know Walmart is tough to grab these figures. Hopefully, once that Monday Night Wars line rolls around, distribution will be a lot easier, because it's just ridiculous that, you know, we have to pay, you know, crazy prices on the secondary market to just get toys in our collection, man. They're already expensive. The market is going up. Inflation is through the roof. So, again, Paul Mart did have these. I don't know. He did not have them as of this recording. They did restock them one time before, so stay tuned to my Instagram. If they do restock, I will throw them up there. They were $50 each ship, but no tax. So, I mean, it's $15 more to save you the headache. If it's worth it to you, maybe that's the option to go. But I think out of 10, I'm going to say this is a solid 7. I feel like you get everything that you'd want with your Brock. No major complaints. It's just, I feel like the head scans could have been a little better. But anyways, I hope you guys have enjoyed this video review, and I'll catch you all on the next one.